Alright, so now that I know the recording's working this time, after testing it, I'm gonna, like, get through the smaller stuff, like, quickly, and Unturned and Dead Matter's gonna be last, because
Okay.
I'm probably gonna be on that for a bit longer, because there's a lot to talk about.
Right. Dead matter enough.
Oh,
I mean, Unturned 2, I don't think I have as much,
Yeah,
because I haven't heard any news lately.
I haven't been.
He's still working on it.
I haven't been like looking at Unturned 2 at all. So
Unturned 2?
Yeah.
You could barely run Unturned 1.
What do you mean? I literally can
He
run it
got-
perfectly fine.
he got more
Fucking
RAM.
try me. Too bad I can't ever play it because someone won't play it.
Wait, hold on. Okay, you can play it. You just need someone else.
Yeah. You know how boring it is by
Yeah.
yourself?
Yeah, I do.
Minecraft.
No, Minecraft's actually more fun.
Yeah,
Alone
Minecraft,
than Unturned.
Not by yourself.
dude.
You could do so much more in Minecraft alone.
For the rest of my life, I wouldn't care.
Play Minecraft for the rest of your life. I like how this completely went into the wrong direction, but okay. So we need to talk about oh boy, fucking William Morgan Shepherd died. God damn.
Yeah.
Dude, that hit me hard when I saw that art. Like, I remember. Okay, because I was screwing around with the Civ 5 mods on Steam, and you know, like in the library where you have like the news section,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
I looked and I saw like the last thing on the news is like Civ 5 narrator dies at age fucking 86, and I'm like, what? That hit
Someone-
me hard. Suddenly like all of the moments that I listened to him like talk about each of like the quotes for the technology that you fucking research and all that like came back to me. I'm like, god damn, man.
He's a good voice actor. He was in I mean, he's been in games for like the last
Yeah.
20 years.
Oof.
But and I mean, he's
I think he did
more of
something
an
for Star
actor
Trek
than-
too.
yeah, he's more of an actor than a voice actor, but
Yeah.
he's been in like
Could an actor
I don't know, like
be a
20
voice
different
actor?
games.
I just know I mean for me though, personally it was definitely the whole Civ 5 thing though. That I was just like, oof.
Yeah.
I'm like now every time I play I'm gonna hear it and be like, god damn, my man dead.
Yeah.
Well,
He's in his
There's
own
that.
civilization now.
he's in his own. It's in heaven. Fucking.
I imagine heaven would be gay. Can't do anything.
It's like, okay, well, here I am.
Yeah.
Boring
Anyways.
heaven.
But
It turns out physics don't exist in heaven, so you actually can't do anything.
can't
It's
do
like-
anything. You just
It's
sit
like
there.
there's an existence, but you can't actually interact with anything at all.
I mean, that just sounds like dying. So
Yeah, it kind of does.
At least in hell you can sin.
anyways,
Anyway.
so like, so fucking Activision, am I right? Drops 800 workers. I don't know. Did we talk about this in the podcast before
No.
they got fucked? 'Cause
No.
I
No,
thought
we
we
didn't. I
did,
don't think so.
honestly. But they
No.
dropped 800 workers. Literally, GOG just now dropped 20
Why?
because they had a lack of money to support them.
It really sucks.
That's tough. If you make a
People are
good
just
game.
getting dropped.
How many employees do they have? Do you know?
I don't know. I know it's enough that 20 matters.
It's like they couldn't make a good game.
How many do they have? I don't know. In the background here.
It's only like 10 now. They're down to 10 people.
They're down to 2.
Just 2 people.
They got the CEO and the co-CEO.
Oh, okay, so they've probably got like
Oh boy.
I don't know, like 80 people.
Oh god.
I don't know. I can't find a number, but yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have much to say on that topic, to be honest, because I'm just so sick of
I-
talking about Activision at this point. I don't care.
I mean, it's not like they're gonna die,
Yeah.
but you know, it's sad because we need companies
So-
like GOG.
I mean, if Team Fortress can keep going, you're good.
Awesome. I love the fucking cutout that I just had after Team Fortress.
Oh,
That was great. Anyways, but like,
it's the
dude, what does TF2 even do anymore? That's the real
Uh,
question.
we're
What is
waiting
it-
on that,
What are they
They have-
doing?
but I've been out of the loop for a while. Last thing I remembered was Inferno.
Like,
I mean, it's all right.
it's like it feels like they've hasn't done much, which I don't expect them to at this
I'm
point.
good. I don't want them to become a battle royale game.
The fucking
Stay as
TF2
you is.
Battle
I don't.
Royale.
We're losing people. Battle royale. I still think
Yeah.
it's in the top 10, right? Games
On
like
Steam?
CS:GO and all that. Yeah.
Can we have CD Projekt Red just scrap all of their current projects and turn them all into Battle Royale games?
Does this have every battle royale? Like a
Call
game.
it Titanfall 3.
I'm trying to fucking find the top 10. How do you fucking check the top 10 on Steam?
I don't know.
Nintendo.
Steam Analytics. I don't know.
What? Steam Analytics. Like I can't remember. I know
Steam
it's
chart.
on the store.
It's called Steam Charts. There's a website.
There's a website for it.
Yeah, and they have it on
Telling
there.
me I have to open the store. I mean, my Chrome. Wow. All right. So what's TF2's in the top 10. It's in the top 5.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's number 5.
Wow.
Dota 2, CSGO, PUBG, Warframe, TF2.
Rocket
Nice.
League's right under. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess
Fucking
Rocket League might.
I don't
Nice.
understand why Rust is still alive. Why is it number 9?
Yeah, I don't know. Dude,
Put Rust out of
is
his
so
misery.
boring. I don't
Misery.
like.
My friend is bored of it like in the first
Yeah.
maybe hour.
Why
he's like,
is
"No, I've been
PUBG
watching-
3? What the fuck?
I've been watching videos. It looks fun. It's not."
Fucking, of course, Dota 2's number 1.
Of course, Dota.
Whatever.
I mean,
Dumb idiots playing
Yeah.
Dota.
Well, I forgot what we were even talking about. Moving on.
Safety topic. Pull one up.
I don't know. Wait, does anyone know what I meant by the Fallout 76 wrap up? Because I don't. I forgot what I was gonna talk about.
Because we derailed.
Each podcast, we have a section where we talk about Fallout 76. That's the rule.
and then, I'm worried that we're gonna talk about Fallout 76 and we're missing stuff that we either already said in the first one.
Dude,
Or-
I'm definitely not even gonna touch up on it again because we missed a lot of shit from last podcast that didn't get fucking uploaded.
Yeah.
Like the fucking tarp jacket.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Fucking blue tarp jacket. $200.
when you edit, put like a couple photos of it,
I
like the meme.
guess. I'm still trying to figure out what the hell I meant by wrap up though. I
don't
think
know.
Probably just
like they just had
fun
like
to
a
I heard recently that they banned him because he had so much shit, but he got it all like legit, and they thought he like was
oh
cheating.
yeah, that did happen. He got like all that like ammo and all that like legit, and they
They thought he
banned
was
him for
cheating.
cheating because he had like a shit ton, and they're like, wait a minute.
Because I think they were still on that. So they found the dev room type of shit, and they thought that was him.
wow.
Who puts the dev room like 5 feet under your map online? Idiots.
Yeah.
You're playing in the same lobby. The creator is fucking testing out weapons. You can lag switch the fucking creator.
You know, Fallout 76 is gonna have to go free to play just so that all the
They've been
all the
like
players.
really pushing that back. They're really trying not to do that because people like the people that still play it keep getting pissed that they don't want that to happen. Which I mean,
All the
I
people that
guess
bought the game,
they
and the only
I
way they're
guess
gonna get them back is if they make it free to play.
because I could see why they'd be pissed if they fucking bought the game and then
I
they just turn
paid
around and make it
60 or
free.
more dollars for this shit game that everyone told me was gonna be shit.
Yeah, I mean at the same time I don't feel bad for them. They
I
fucking bought the shit
You-
game and then they complain that it goes free. It's like okay.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I don't know. I think what I meant by wrap up was like recently they had like a bunch of like bug fixes or whatever that actually didn't fix anything, but that's to be
Yeah.
expected at this point. I feel like there's no saving the game, which, I mean, I guess is since we're talking about this already, it's good to talk about it now because it was very recently that something got leaked from Bethesda that people are speculating it's something Fallout related again that might be coming out this year, which is kind of weird given that they literally just made something like just a couple months ago for Fallout. So I don't. People are saying that it might be a remake of like Fallout 3 or like a
They would.
remaster or whatever.
They would do that.
I mean, it might be smart at this point with what just fucking happened.
The only way to save that IP. Remake one of the
Like,
better ones or older
I
ones.
mean, as long as they don't half-ass it.
Give us a remake of New Vegas. That'll be cool.
People are saying New Vegas, but like I don't know if they could actually do that though, given that that's Obsidian's and not Bethesda's.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Tell them to remake it and pay them. Fuck. Get them to do it.
Hey, stop doing what you're doing. Remake the game for us, please.
Yeah, whatever you're doing, stop it.
Our series is dying. Help.
We need it now.
Todd Nelson. Hello. Todd Howard will personally sleep with you. Fucking Todd Nelson. I don't know why I had fucking like Todd Howard and then Nelson from fucking Unturned stuck in my head. Todd Nelson. But yeah, the people are speculating that that's what it's gonna be. I don't know. And I like how all these leaks happen. And at this point I just feel like it wasn't a leak. It was done on purpose. But whatever.
It was a stunt.
Exactly. Like, oops, we leaked. Oops, we dropped the file on the floor. It's perfectly open, pointing at you. Please don't look.
Yeah.
We'll be picking it up now. Did you see though?
Wait. Oh, I dropped it again. Whoops.
Oh no, it looks like you're excited now. Yeah, but who knows? It could be something completely unrelated.
Yeah.
which I don't know at this point. But Bethesda just confuses me at this point. They keep doing stupid crap. So I already know what I was gonna talk about when I saw Metro fucking Exodus on here. The fact that they just pulled out the Steam store like a week before launch, and they're like, "Yeet! You're not going on the Steam store now. It's an fucking Epic exclusive." And
Did we
Steam's
talk
like,
about
hold
it in
up, no,
Seems like hold on.
Okay. We didn't talk about it in the one that got deleted.
no, because that was already gone by the podcast was already came out like before that was even announced. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna keep that burp in. Anyways, but yeah.
Idiot. I don't know why they thought that would go over well.
I feel so bad for Steve because all they had to say about it was this is unfair. They legit couldn't do anything. They're just like, this is unfair. What the fuck? How are they gonna do this to us? Which I don't agree because people started then going on Steam and bombing, review bombing other titles. That doesn't fix anything. Those games had nothing to do with it. But
yeah, it sends a message, but that's it, and we don't need to do that.
it's
Just don't buy Metro Exodus
Yeah.
if you don't tell them why.
I can't remember who I was watching I was talking about, but they're talking about how when they're buying the game, they're probably just gonna get it on console then. Just completely avoid the Epic Game Store.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I wouldn't blame them. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea, but I mean, if anything, they probably lost a lot of sales, so.
Oh yeah.
Not sure why they thought that was gonna help them at all. It's exclusive.
Yeah, and I mean, I understand their thinking because they're like, oh well, we made it cheaper or whatever to compensate, but you still made it exclusive when you said you were gonna release it on Steam, so why? On a platform that nobody likes.
Yeah.
It's retarded.
It's with the whole it's I mean, with having all the launchers, I mean, personally, yeah, I don't like it because I just want one launcher, right? I mean, we've already talked about this plenty, but that's not as much as the problem as the fact that they keep trying to push exclusives for the launchers. That's more damaging, if anything.
I'm perfectly fine with multiple launchers existing. I just hate exclusives.
It's just stupid locking everything, certain games to certain launchers. It's annoying. Yeah. Oh, I mean, there's probably something. Oh yeah, that's right. Now it's coming back to me as I'm thinking about it. Cause remember, I don't know if you remember the video, but who's their publisher? Oh, I forget. I can't remember. I think I know it. I think I know the publisher, but I don't want to say the name and not be sure. Okay, yeah, I was right. It's Deep Silver.
Oh yeah.
But I remember when they had said the thing about the people who are complaining about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're everyone complaining about it being on Epic Store, and they're like, well, you guys just are real fans or blah blah. Or it's well, I can't remember what shit they're saying exactly.
It's just one guy, right, that was saying that.
Well, I I don't know.
But
I just know overall it was Deep Silver
not-
and not
yeah.
the developers themselves. It was
Yeah.
the publisher saying it, not
Okay.
the devs. Even though afterwards the devs did apologize for it, but
Right.
yeah, I remember that whole thing. That was a real good one. As usual, I don't know what's been going on with game publishers.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
What do you mean you don't know what to talk about?
No, I don't even know what we're talking about.
What do you mean you don't know? You Metro Exodus.
Yeah, but I don't know what we're saying.
What do you mean you don't know what I'm saying?
Like zoned out.
Okay.
Okay, so
see,
that
I
means
was gonna say-
means to move on. I think.
I was gonna take that to say, okay, maybe we need to explain more of what we're talking about.
No, they just zoned out. See, if Nathaniel zones out, that means that everyone else watching the video also zoned out. So that means we have to move
So
on.
yeah, okay, fair enough.
So Vic,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Nathaniel
I know
knows
that.
some of this. See,
I know that. That
Yeah.
shit's fucking whack.
it's stupid. Like, I'm legitimately like, it hurts me because
Yeah,
I
'cause
enjoy me my dubs, all right. But like after this shit, I'm actually done with all like Fundimations. Like shit, I'm done with them. This is so stupid.
if I remember right, I think he's taken legal action now.
Yeah, he is. He's doing a lawsuit right now.
He's gonna win that.
Yeah, he is. Because it's fucking.
Well, they have no evidence, and
Yeah, they have no evidence, and on top of that, they keep like talking more shit on fucking Twitter that keeps putting them in a worse situation. So it's
But
like
plus,
this is so
But yeah,
stupid. I don't even know how he
the-
even got to this point.
we still haven't actually explained what we're talking about. So like, it's assumed between us what we're talking about because you said Vic. But like, if
Yeah.
someone hasn't heard about this, they have no idea what we're talking about.
I mean, I did say Vic and Funimation around the same time, so I mean,
Okay, but
you could use
I
your
mean-
deductive skills to be like,
well, hey,
I mean, you can figure out what we're talking about, but think up to learn what the context is. So,
all right, then chant his name, Robert. Chant the name now.
so Vic Minonia,
is
right?
that how you pronounce his name?
I think
Ammonia?
Yeah.
Minonia.
I think it's something else. It's not that.
I don't know. But,
Dude, I legitimately, I don't know. It's fucking that. I don't know how to say it. Okay. Mignonia. Mignonia.
Right. So
Broly.
he's an actor and an anime English dub voice actor.
Yes.
And he's been in the industry.
And that's and like when I heard about it, because I looked him up because I was like, okay, what did he actually like voice act
Edward.
for? And yeah,
from
exactly.
Fullmetal Alchemist,
like-
Broly.
That shit hit me hard because I saw that he also did Junpei for Persona 3, and I was like, my boy Junpei, no!
Yeah.
That made me so sad. I was like, how are they gonna do this to Junpei?
So
They
he's a
hate him.
very like friendly person. And at anime conventions, he always hugs people when he takes photos with them.
Quotes.
He gets really he gets close
Yeah.
to people, and nowadays apparently that's a fucking sin. Because showing any compassion now is just makes
This
you
is how
fucking
he's
a
acted
rapist
for
or
a really
some
long
shit.
time, and all of a sudden it became a problem when girls started saying, "Hey, back when I was this age, whatever."
Yeah, they
This
start
guy,
spinning that shit like
cheeking,
it's
it made
been
me
a
really
long
uncomfortable.
time problem.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, it's been happening for a while, but just now we decided to speak out against it. Now that the Broly movie came out.
Because they had to hear his voice again.
Like, it's stupid.
Yeah. People have been lying about him, making all these accusations that have no evidence for them, and so he's gotten fired. He's, pretty much lost his career in voice acting now, and so now he's making an
The
attempt
poor
to take
guy
legal
just
action
got
to
screwed.
clear his
The
name.
worst part about this whole thing is that Sean Shamil spelled
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
pissing. He was on her
Dude.
side. That
Yeah.
pissed me off. I was like, dude.
I'm like, why?
The way he handled it too was pretty bad.
And he keeps, I know there's like, I can't remember like what he said exactly, but I know in a lot of messages he keeps on going on about like beta males and shit. And I'm just
He called
like,
his
dude.
fans assholes. But he
And
deleted
now,
that tweet because he's like,
and
oh
now
shit, that's a bad thing.
people are saying now that like Super Saiyan Blue, which I mean like
They were
abbreviation or
spamming
whatever.
him with gifs with Broly beating the shit out of Goku, and that was funny.
But like they're like the abbreviations for like Super Saiyan Blue is like SSJB.
Yeah,
And they're
SSJV.
it's a
With
matter like Super Saiyan
SSJW?
Beta.
Oh, okay. They should have done SSJW. That would
He went Super Saiyan Beta. But fucking I mean, personally, like the newer Dragon Ball stuff, just I didn't care about because I still personally don't like Super, but
Super's alright. I still like Kainzi though.
it doesn't feel the same. I miss the old days of Z. I miss when back then where being Super Saiyan 3 actually meant shit. Now there's like 2,000 different fucking transformations, and it's like, oh well, you went that level. I'm gonna go above the Super Saiyan God 345. Like,
Yeah.
like okay, cool. Glad all the
Okay,
other
cool.
fucking transformations mean nothing anymore. It's great. But
When
anyways,
Super Saiyan was a big deal.
I know, right? You went Super Saiyan, you're a god. Now it's like you turn Super Saiyan, they just look at you, like, boy, get out of here. you ain't shit.
Right now.
It's funny. I love having like shows and stuff. It's like a video game where the difficulty scales, like Skyrim or something, where like as you get better, the enemies get stronger, and then you're like still fighting the same stuff, but they're like
It's
You have an episode of an
it's
anime.
like they're playing. It's like they're playing on a new game plus with Super Saiyan Blue.
It's like you have an anime, but they don't scale it, so there's this some kid that comes up, tries to fight you, and ends the fucking episode in like a minute. The intro plays, he gets fucking punched once, dies. Outro plays, it's done. Episode
Yeah.
done. That was the entire story arc. I like how we went from big to that. It's okay, cause his story arc got fucked in real life. But yeah, it's just and it's so annoying that like it's so much of just like Twitter court going on,
Yeah.
where it's just like it's stupid. I don't understand why people go so far out of their ways to fucking ruin people's lives like that. It's
Once
so
it's
annoying.
so many people just want to, group up and destroy this guy's life, and he just doesn't deserve any of this.
Like there's so much like shit that's already been leaked from those people trying to get like him kicked and shit like that and get him like banned from everything. And it's just like, why do people actually still believe them? Like the amount of crap that's already been leaked online from those said people.
What was her name? The woman who
Voices Bulma.
said that his fans like broke into her house or something.
I think that was Bulma. The voice actor.
Oh, I didn't hear
yeah.
anything about his fans. All I heard was about the like fake
So-
swatting.
They said like someone got swatted.
They're like, oh, they're swatting me, which it wasn't, because it was actually pictures from like something way
From
back
earlier
then.
in the year, I think. From when cops.
That wasn't
like-
even early in the year. It was like 2014.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She literally just pulled that shit out and tried to say that like she got swatted recently by big supporters, which is just like, yeah, sure,
Yeah.
totally, nice. I'm like, you know, this is the internet. You ain't getting away with that crap. But it is. It
It
sucks.
sucks.
I
It's
feel
like
bad
there's
for
so
him
many
so
people
much.
that are on his side, but it doesn't matter because it only takes,
Because everyone else, the other side, is just fucking screaming and yelling and fucking
yeah.
loud as hell.
Yeah. It's
I
crazy the
feel
amount of
bad.
damage that, like,
Yeah.
Because he seems like such a nice guy, just getting
I know.
fucked over by this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, oh crap, I actually had something that I didn't write down that I was supposed to talk about. Crap. Oh, so what do you guys, now that it's been some time, I know we brought it up in like the podcast before, the one that didn't get uploaded, but what do you guys think of RE2 Remake now?
I liked it. Played it, beat it. It's not like Resident Evil 2 where the camera angles are fixed and all that. It's like Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
So at least it's not like 6.
Yeah.
I'm,
Good point.
I mean,
I get,
I like the thing to point out is that is the game's definitely not a substitute for the original.
yeah.
They're two different experiences, but
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Like, they could have made a completely different remake.
yeah.
It was,
Which I mean,
Yeah.
I kind of wish they did give it the Resident Evil 1 remake treatment, but
maybe
either
they'll
way it
add that
worked.
in like as a bonus content or whatever. Like
Yeah, I doubt that. You know how much work
play
that
with
would be.
fixed camera angles and almost not good controls. Have fun.
But I feel like overall it's it was a good game.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's why you play on the hardest difficulty and with ink ribbons, relive it sorta.
yeah. I remember when I watched Vash do his fucking he did his second play, and he went ahead and did Claire, but he did it on hardcore. I thought that was pretty cool that they had the ink ribbons on hardcore, and I was like, yo. But I mean, I there are some problems that I personally just have with it, especially after watching a video that pointed out some of it, like how like the different like the A and B scenarios for like the characters kind of feel like not as well put together as it was in the
Yeah,
original game. It kind of don't make sense in some areas.
Claire A,
But
Leon B. But if you play Leon A, you fucking Ada well, or like you just drop her from a very high place. She just comes back. Here's a
Dude, I'm
rocket
still dead.
launcher.
Gunner, I'm still dead from the clip he sent me. It's like, this is Sherry. He's like, okay.
yeah. Who's this? This is Sherry. Okay. and he's just like, oh, fuck, I don't care.
Claire!
Leon! It's so good to see you.
I told you we'd make it, didn't I?
You did.
Who's this?
This is Sherry.
Okay.
I mean, I was just laughing at it because it's fucking Vash kept laughing so hard over it. I was just like, okay. But like, there's just like little, like a lot of things I felt like they did wrong in the scenarios. That and the boss battles feel like they could have been handled way better than they
Yeah.
were. I mean, to be fair, the original did have its own problems with the boss battles, especially in literally like the first one when you fight when you first
What?
fight the Birkin boss battle.
Yeah. In
Which
the
in the
boiler room.
original,
Yeah.
that was literally all you did in the original was stand in one place and just unload unload a whole clip into him, and that was the boss battle. But
Yeah.
it it still didn't feel like they even tried to really improve it. I know some people were complaining about like the crane boss battle and
The
Boss
crane
battles
one,
are hard.
that was the easiest one.
Like
Yeah.
they're hard to make.
The crane one where you knock them with the.
yeah.
That was the easiest
Well,
one.
because you could do it in one. If you could do it in one hit, if you do enough damage to him and you swing the crane once, and you'll knock
Oh,
him
really?
down. If you don't,
I didn't
you
hit
have to
him.
do two.
Yeah, I had to do it too. I didn't know yet you could shoot him and hurt him.
If
Like, I
you
did
do
that
enough damage to him around before you do the first
once.
hit, you'll just knock him down the first time.
That's fucking hilarious.
But and I know someone pointed out, but I mean, overall, Claire's character kind of really changed
Yeah,
compared to the original.
she's
Like,
more of just a hey, I'm a girl character now.
well, not really that. It's more so that they made her they it felt like they buffed her up more as
They buffed her up.
like not physically, obviously. I'm talking about overall, just well, I'm gonna go do this, fuck you, and blah blah, and then especially at the end when she's on the final boss battle. Well,
Yeah.
no, I don't think it's no, it's not the final. I mean, it depends. No, it's not the final. I think the final is. Well, it depends what scenario, because if you're doing, I can't fucking remember which scenario, but the blob is usually the last one, depending that or
It's
the
Claire's
train.
V, I think.
Yeah, but it's either that or I think otherwise the Birkin battle on the train
Yeah.
is the. Well, did Leon
That's
have
her
the
last
Birkin
one.
battle on the train?
Yeah, the Birkin battle's the last one for Claire. And then if you did Leon's A for last or I don't know, I just don't like the AV scenarios, but yeah, then you'll find
Well, that was the thing, is that in the original, the A B scenarios had a bit more variation to them. Whereas in the remake, they kind of blend together more and
you
more
both
so
fight
feel the same.
Birkin. Like Leon, you fought him in I did Leon's A because I liked Leon more than Claire. And I fought Birkin in a weird circle arena. And I was cool, I guess.
But for Claire, it was is that the point after Birkin transforms and you know the platform that that lowers
Yeah, I know
into
what you
that
mean.
little
The train.
pit area?
She's lowering the train.
Yeah. Well, not the train. It's just a little pit area. So there's the walkway that lowers down.
Oh yeah.
And what she goes down there, and Birkin's wife or whatever, I forget her name. I think it was Annette or
Annette.
something. Yeah, and she's just I can't remember what she said, but she says something to Claire, and Claire goes to Claire's don't worry, I'll end this or whatever, or I got this or whatever she fucking says, and she's so sure of herself that's she's knows what she's doing. I'm bro, you've been here for 6 hours. What do you mean you got this? It's a giant fucking monster.
I
mean,
liked Leon's character, how they handled him in the game. He was pretty fucking funny. Let me out of this prison. Who put you in there? The chief did. I don't know. I gotta go ask the chief.
Go ask the chief. There's everyone's fucking dead or zombies are. I gotta go ask the chief. Sorry.
When Leon said that, I was like, Leon, this help him out.
Oh, did you see the ending when they actually get out?
Yeah.
I think that's Claire V too. I don't know. Fucking whatever
Yeah,
scenario ending, but well, they get out, and then there's the truck driver. And it fucking flips off fucking Leon as he's driving by. But like someone pointed out, like the original game definitely handled that ending a lot better than the remake did, because like
Yeah,
in the
more like
remake, Sherry's just like literally both her dad and mom had just died, and she's already like, is Leon and Claire gonna adopt me? It's like she's already ready to move on. It's like
Yeah.
your dad and mom just fucking died like a couple of hours ago.
we murdered. We put him out of his misery, dude. You're gonna stay with us now.
And she's just like, she's just happily going along with them down the road. It's like, okay. But yeah, I originally, when I was watching Vash play it for the first time, I didn't like at first how they like handled Mr. X, because I thought he was literally gonna follow him throughout the entirety of the game, and
Oh.
if he did, I would like that would actually be the most annoying crap ever. But
Like, in a
for the most
way-
part, he stops after you leave the police station. I
In
mean,
a
he
way,
comes
he's
back
following
in
you,
certain
but, like,
parts.
yeah.
But it's more scripted, if anything.
Yeah, he
But,
follows
like,
you throughout the entire police station, but when you leave,
when you leave, he just shows up in certain areas at certain times. Be like, ooga ooga booga, and fucking.
it's so, like, when I saw him the next time, I'm like, God damn it, I don't want to go through this shit again.
Mm.
I liked when you had to hack the fan with Ada. Like, you were just playing, like, Ring on the Rosie with him.
Yeah, but once I saw that, it was like for the most part that part was just limited towards the end of your runs through the police station. I was like, okay, that's fine, I guess. Though he shouldn't have been. Personally, I don't think he should have been allowed to go into the library at all.
Yeah, he gets
Because
stuck in there a lot.
Because he's a fucking bitch to deal with when you're trying to do the fucking bookshelf puzzle and he's following
Oh, that
you.
was easy for me. I, like, made him, every time, like, I would jump down or climb
Yeah,
down.
because you have to, like, guide him around, so, like, he goes up there and whatever and walks around and it gives you time to, like, try to, move it over. But, like, I don't know how many times I watch people, like, because his AI
get
gets so
sucker
weird
punched in
in
the
there
back.
sometime. And I just... It almost, for like, at that point for me, I could definitely feel it, where it kind of, like, takes you out of the game and, like, in a, like, a way that, like, it takes you out of it retaining to, like, the atmosphere of the game, and it's suddenly,
Yeah.
like, it suddenly reminds you hardcore that this is a video game, and you have to fucking guide this AI around so you have enough time to do this event. Like, it's no longer, oh, I'm in this Resident Evil world. Now it's just like, okay, I'm playing this fucking game and this AI is pissing me off because it won't let me do this thing in time.
Yeah, pretty much. I didn't mind it, though.
Dude, the
was
traffic
like-
on the street.
Did you do the hunk thing yet? The Fourth Survivor?
No, I'm like,
Oof,
I keep taking breaks from that game.
dude, that's insane. Like when I saw Vash's first like run on it, there is so much crap, and like it's crazy because that's all canon too. Like there
What
were
do you do? You just go around
actually,
killing shit?
well, you have to like escape, like you're trying to get like escape out. Like you have to basically backtrack through like, well, not
The entire
completely
game.
backtrack, but you like
Um.
from the sewers, and you have to
Okay.
backtrack through all of the sewers up through like the police station,
Mm.
back out to the front gate of the police station where you get like extracted out. But like,
Yeah.
there's so much shit in it because it's it's canon. It's part of why they literally had to nuke like Raccoon City. It's because like it actually just got out of control. Like there's so many like, and it's like it's even canon like when to the point where like when Hunk went through it, he never even got like bitten once or like damaged at all. Like he actually went through all that shit without taking any damage, and like to think that that's canon is like insane. It's like Hunk's such a fucking badass. Like,
It's a cool dude.
I love the dialogue between like him and the fucking helicopter guy that's trying to extract them. He's just like he's just like, where are you, Hunk? And he's like, this is war. Survival is your responsibility. Pretty much telling them to leave since there's like literally the nuke was coming. I mean, and he comes and the helicopter's like, God damn it, and he's like, he makes such a sad voice. He's like, God damn it. He's like,
Hunk, time's up.
Go, Nighthawk. Get out.
I'm not gonna just
This
leave
is war.
you.
Survival.
God damn it.
but like you get to the end, the helicopter guy does come back, and he's just like, why did you come back? He's like, because I wanted to meet the Grim Reaper.
I wanted to meet the Grim Reaper.
But fuck that Hunk thing was pretty cool though. It's like I love watching people speedrun it, because it's like it's insane what people like fucking do when they're doing it. Like watching someone like speedrun it, like do no damage speedruns. I think like the fastest one I've seen might have been 650 or something like that.
Oh, shit.
It's crazy.
But I mean, it's probably pretty. Like it's probably I couldn't even fucking begin to even imagine how I would even be able to fucking speedrun that. It's like those boys got some precision aim. And it was annoying, like, when I was watching some, like, videos of, like, people were talking about the game. Like, just people reviewing the game. And then people in the comments would be like, they should make a Silent Hill 1 remake. And I was just like, no, please don't. For the love of God, please. I don't want Konami to fucking touch it ever again. Just let it die. Let it be dead. I don't need Silent. Like, literally, I
What would
think...
they even do for that?
Same thing they did with fucking RE2.
What would it be like? What would it play like? Homecoming?
God, no. But, like,
Or like, would it be like down?
I couldn't see Silent Hill 1 in, like, anything like a remake like RE2. It's just, like...
RE2, like, basically played like RE4, but I'm saying, what would Silent Hill remake be like? Downpour, or like what?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying over, like, if they did if they did a remake, though, it would literally be like RE2 remake.
No, like that playstyle and everything.
It wouldn't be like fucking. Well, I would hope that they wouldn't even try to make it like Downpour or anything like that, because those games all had horrible mechanics into them and didn't work at all most of the time. But I couldn't see Silent Hill 1 and that updated look at all. It's just it would ruin the feel of the game. But like, I mean, I don't know, I feel a lot more critical about it because obviously I care about the original Silent Hill games a lot more than I care about the RE games.
Yeah.
But like, it's just, especially after like all the like documentaries that I watched on it, on like the Silent Hill development, it feels like if they did remake it, a lot of the atmosphere that they did create would be lost, and like even down to like the graphics, I feel like even now they're fine. Like the graphics that the game has right now, to me, does their job. It does its job correctly. Cause that's what I liked about like a lot of those games back then. Like, while the graphics sure were like now would be considered pretty crappy, back then though, it allowed you to use your mind a lot more when looking at things. you could look at different areas and get a general idea, of course, from obviously what's in front of you, but then
Yeah.
also make a more detailed imagining of that said thing in your head that could be different from person to person. But yeah, and I mean honestly, that's I told you already about this, Robert, but like I have the unpopular opinion that I'm happy that PT died and didn't become a thing.
I didn't like it either.
Oh,
Hmm.
you
The
hear that,
first person
Robert?
Silent Hill would not be good.
That's two, Robert. I don't, I
Like, if I
couldn't,
want to play first person horror game, I play like Misha or something.
like, it didn't, it just felt like Silent Hill's name was just slapped onto it just to get people to look at it. It
Yeah.
didn't feel anything really like Silent Hill.
Right.
And I don't want, I don't want Konami to touch it. It's like, it's the same thing like the feeling that I have for Halo. 343 picked it up. I don't care, dude. I want Bungie's Halo. Same thing with Silent Hill. I don't want all these other companies that keep trying to pick up Silent Hill. I want Team Silent Hill.
Yeah.
They made
Part of
the game. They envision it that way, and people just don't capture it
I
again the same.
understand where you're coming from with like you don't want a Silent Hill game that's not the game, but like I think Silent Hill is like at its base, like it's a great concept alone. And I think that other games can, like other great games can be made using the same like sort of
Like the recipe for it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So and you know, and those are games I don't really have any huge complaints about those types of games being made with the Silent Hill universe or you know style or any of that because I want to play those games. But yeah, I get your point.
I mean, it's one of those things. It's just like Halo. Those games I hold close to me, and it's just I don't. It feels wrong. They keep trying to turn it into something else. It shouldn't have been. The original developers would have never even wanted it to be. And
Yeah.
especially with how Konami is now. They've been pretty shitty as of lately. And on top of that, with like the whole PT thing, was the fact that Kojima was gonna be working on it, which of course he did all of like Metal Gear Solid and whatnot. I never would I be able to imagine that like, oh, great, the guy that made Metal Gear Solid now is gonna make a fucking Silent Hill title. It doesn't make sense to me. It's just like I don't look at fucking Metal Gear Solid and go, this guy can make a pretty good Silent Hill game. I mean, it's not to say that Kojima is bad or anything. It's just like the difference between the styles of those games just seem too it's too much of a gap, especially with
Right.
like how lighthearted at times Metal Gear Solid could be with like intervals of like random like funny bits that it has in there. It's just like I couldn't see anything like that in Silent Hill.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, otherwise, I wouldn't even care. Like, if they did it, like they could have called the game anything else, and it'd have been like, okay. But yeah, that's all. That's all I had to say about that. Which,
Mhm.
if no one else has anything else to say about that, we're gonna move on to now the meat right here
Alright.
with Unturned
Okay.
2 and Dead Matter. And I say meat, but we're already 54 minutes into the podcast. God damn it. But I mean, I'll just start with Unturned 2 because, like, to be honest, I forgot to look back up on some of the stuff, and I kind of forget, like, for
What are they upgrading in Unturned 2 from Unturned?
everything, dude. I've seen like some of the demos that like Nelson has like been putting out, and I've been on his like vlog page for it that he has puts updates.
Is it still gonna look like how it looks?
No, well, what do you mean? It's still gonna have the same art style as like the
Okay.
blocky. But it looks so much better.
Yeah, it's a lot better.
Like
That's good.
it's still blocky, but like a lot of things definitely have a lot more polys on them.
And I mean, he's still like very early.
Yeah,
in
he's early
development.
because he's still working on both. He's still working on the original game, and he's working on both of them at the same time, so that he keep updating Unturned and giving people shit to do while he's working on the second one. But like looking at the car, and he had like a car demo that he gave to select few people that played around with it. The cars are insane now. Like comparing them to like the cars in Unturned now that are like fairly basic. And
Yeah.
like in the like the demo he made, you could turn on like the turn signals. You roll up and down like the windows. The cars actually have windows. That's not like they don't in the original game. Honestly, they're just like open. But like you can even like open up the trunk and everything. He's put so much like more detail into everything. Like like even down to the fact that like you could take the batteries out of a flashlight.
What the fuck?
Like he's putting in like I'm so excited. Like that and like the new physics and stuff that he's adding to like the clothes and how they layer on top of each other. Like I'm actually like hyped for it. And he said just like the original game, it's gonna be free to play as well. And
Oh my god, that's amazing.
like I'm so hyped for it. I remember when I saw that first video, of like, cause I think I saw that was the first time I saw it was the car demo that I saw, and I was like, yo, what the hell? And like even in the demo, he had like snow falling down, and like you could see like the tracks in the snow from the car driving through it. That looks so good. I'm ready. It's probably gonna be fairly down the line before it ever actually gets released, especially compared to Dead Matter, which will definitely be getting at least an alpha out this year. But I'm hyped because it's like it's so much better than just the normal Unturned that we've had.
Yeah.
Which I mean, that's all I can't remember anything else about the game right now. Because once after I saw that, and then after that I found out about Dead Matter, like literally like Unturned 2 kind of got knocked out of my head.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be hard for me because I feel like those games are just gonna like battle out for me. But like I feel like what's gonna happen is that Dead Matter is gonna be more of my hardcore game, or Unturned 2 is gonna be more of the casual game for me.
Yeah.
Because
I
Dead
don't know.
Matter definitely has a lot more like hardcore mechanics to it.
I mean, yeah. If I get Dead Matter, I'll probably play it a lot. I mean, just
Dead Matter is literally the perfect fucking zombie game I've ever seen.
yeah.
And like, I know a lot of people will look at it and be like, "Wow, that's insane." How they doubt it, but like watching like what these devs have done so far, and like recently I've been watching some of like Shirk's live streams, dude. Dude, I don't doubt them for a second. They're going in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, I mean, there's some little points that I do not agree with them at all on. Like, cause their point is that I know they mention a lot. They mention DayZ a lot as, cause they talk about like one of the big problems with DayZ, besides the fact that the zombies are like fucking retarded, is that like it's so PvP focused, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to make their game as PvE like focused as they can get it,
Yeah.
which is not a very easy thing to do in those type of games. Is people just want to fucking kill people as usual.
Yeah.
They're trying their hardest to make the zombies as big as a threat, to the point where like where if you're in a town or near town, like if you shoot, you're fucked, because like everything in the town is gonna like be coming towards you, and you're gonna have a lot bigger problem. And
Yeah.
because with how the game, like the zombies in the game, well, I don't know. Well, it depends what you would define as a zombie, I guess. Because they're not undead. Like, well, they're not like, you know, rised up from the grave type zombies. They're more akin to like 28 days later, you know, 28 days later type like infection. Is what.
Like Left 4 Dead, they're not dead, they're just infected.
Yeah. And they, you know, run, of course, and everything. Which, looking at, since I'm always looking at the questions they're answering on the Discord, what they're saying right now is they're not going to be, like, you can run faster than them, so they're not going to be faster than you, but they're still going to be, like, pretty fast. And I saw a video where, I don't know if it was a recent one, but I saw it, and I literally saw it today in, like, a different channel that covers the Dead Matter news, and he was like testing out the smoke grenade that he had threw in there, and like a bunch of like zombies, like they weren't even like, they were like fairly basic models, like I don't even think they had like an actual texture on them, but like even without the texture on them, they're like they just kind of looked like black models, like completely black. They actually looked fucking kind of scary, honestly. Like, when they just, like, suddenly flooded into the room he was in after he threw the smoke grenade, I was like, the way they move, I was like, dude, that's creepy. Holy hell. But it's just, but my biggest problem is they're trying, like, with the whole fact that they're trying to make it less PvP, they're going out of their way to remove so much military-esque, like, stuff from the game. Because, of course, because they feel like any military gear would be, like, way too OP. I mean, there's still plenty of military gear in there, but, like, not
like,
high-end.
Yeah, there should be some, but, like, honestly, if it's a zombie apocalypse, where are you guys gonna go and find military gear laying around?
But, like, I'm talking about the fact that they're, like, they're still going back and forth on it, on whether or not there'll be actual night vision goggles in the game. Which they confirmed there will be night vision scopes in the game, but not goggles, which I don't understand. In my mind, I would think goggles are more, like, likely to be found than a fucking night vision scope used by the military.
Yeah.
Which,
that would make sense.
I don't think so.
And I mean, it kind of especially on. I know they also have like a master list of like every single like item, vehicle, and like whatever, like everything that they have added in the game right now that we know of, and I know one of them was like crap, I forget what it's called. It's like an APC, but like they have that, but it's category like under like undrivable, which kind of sucks, because come on, that would be pretty cool to drive around in that with your buddies. I mean, I guess in a way it makes sense, almost. I mean, you would think that they would, if the military had abandoned it, they would be smart enough to lock it up so no one would be able to take it. But I mean, it's literally like it's literally an apocalypse. You know, anything could have happened where they just got fucked. So I don't know.
Yeah, they just happen to leave the keys, like the ignition for you.
Because, like, I don't even want to hear anything about, like, well, it's beyond repair, because that's the whole thing about, like, the vehicles, is that, like, they put so much detail into, like, the different parts of, like, the vehicle you have to maintain and, like, take care of, you know, to actually have a drivable car. Like, that's what they said. Cars will not be rare, but you'll have to make sure you maintain them.
Alright, that's fair.
And,
Yeah, I love all the detail that they're putting into the game.
like,
I mean, nutrition and everything, like...
Yeah, with the vitamin thing, I
Yeah.
like the way they went with it, where if you decide to not pay attention to it, it doesn't do you any bad.
Just like real life.
Like if you just
Yo,
straight up
that was
ignored
stuff.
it, if you ignored like all the vitamin stuff there and just ate whatever you wanted to, it's still fine. But if you do get them like maxed out, you get certain benefits.
Yeah.
Just
Which
like in real life.
I like that better because I don't know, it would be annoying to like have to micromanage your fucking vitamins while dealing with
Yeah.
everything else already in the game. Which, I mean, this one isn't really a complaint, but I question fucking Johnny on it, which Johnny's like the lead developer on the game, and because a lot of people keep talking about the motion blur, because usually the motion blur's on in most of the demos that they've given.
I turn it.
On,
Yeah,
like,
they should turn
video.
it on.
I can't stand fucking motion blur. It
I always turn it off
actually
at every-
it makes me sick if people are talking about like rather to be toggle, and they say it is, you can turn it on or off. But like
Good.
Johnny, I have the response right here exactly from the Discord. Johnny said, he says toggled on because motion blur looks good.
What?
And I was just like, wow, how does it look good? It hurts my fucking head, dude.
If you have motion blur in real life, you're having a stroke.
Like,
Get some
it's
help.
just, I just didn't agree with that. That was kind of stupid.
That has to be a joke.
Dude, I feel like he's
Don't
honestly
understand.
serious, but
Motion blur's a
I'm
crutch
going
for
through
people.
some of the things, but the last quote I have on here is them talking about how they're gonna be handling like supply drops from like, you know, planes flying by, you know, dropping supplies and stuff. And
Yeah.
I like what they're doing with it, because they say the supply drops contain stuff like meds and general supplies, not weapons, being sent as part of the
Right.
relief efforts.
That's good, I
And
guess.
that makes sense, because, you know, you wouldn't have people fucking dropping off care packages with like AK-47s in them or some shit.
Yeah.
I feel like if the government saw like this type of infection happening, well, yeah, it would be good for people to have guns. I feel like the government's not gonna outright just be like, free gun, here you go.
No,
Because
they're
they
not.
would,
They won't.
you would think about the overall consequence of them doing that in the future, and like what other problems that could create just giving people guns.
Yeah.
They're not.
Imagine
they're not
having to take
gonna
back
go out of their
civilization after
way.
giving everyone guns.
They're not gonna go out of their way and give people guns. It's kind of stupid. But like, I mean, they already plan. They plan on doing a very basic like parkour mechanic where like if the wall is like, I think, just above your head and you jump, you'll be able to climb over that wall and like vault over it, whatever the hell you want to call it. But
yeah,
I think I didn't write it down because I recently read about it, but this is also something that's like, it's definitely not going to be an alpha. They said they'll look into it later, but like they don't plan on putting prone in, which I don't really agree with. It's kind of stupid for how much detail they're trying to put into the game. The fact that they just like, they're like, yeah, there's no prone. It's kind of,
Yeah.
I mean, they say they don't want to do it because it causes so many balancing issues.
Being able to go prone.
Yeah, which I definitely can see. I can see what they mean by it because I
Like
mean
for
it definitely.
PvP?
If
And that's
someone's
another thing
prone
because
a mile
that's
away,
I
it's
mean
nice
that's
and
what I
loud.
could tell from that's what I feel like the main purpose of them removing it is like I said earlier they're trying to like make people not want to PvP as much. So that's my only like reason that I think that they would have decided that
They should just
proning would
make
have been too much.
amo more of a scarce like
I mean,
comedy or something like that.
I feel like proning could definitely be in if they limit it in some way.
You can't
Like
just spam it.
like for example, like if you play the Armor 3 and you prone, like when you look around when you're prone, you just like you can literally just fucking spin. It looks kind of
Yeah.
stupid. So I feel like they could definitely balance it better if they make moving around as prone like more slower and definitely a lot harder. Like if you were to turn, if you're prone and you went, I want to look to the right more, it's gonna take you some time to like kind of scoot yourself over, you know?
Tough.
Yeah.
When you go prone, you have tank controls.
But I don't know. I mean, either way, all the stuff that they're talking about that they're not gonna put in. I don't care because eventually when they get the game released enough and they put out the mod tools, modders are just gonna do it themselves because the game's gonna be fully
Yeah.
moddable. So
Right.
I don't care. Modders will put in night visions. I mean, they already got proning in fucking Gmod. They'll do it in Dead Matter. Everything will end up working out. And I like, cause right now it's not like crap. I don't know what I was thinking of. No, it's not like 7 Days to Die with the world. How in 7 Days to Die the world, well, aside from the main world that they have, it's not like generated. It like
Right.
they actually it's an actual pre-made world that they've done, and they plan on later down the line like making more maps. Like I think they did confirm that they're gonna be doing a Vancouver map, and but I like that because the only thing that's really generated is because what they've been talking about for the end game, a big thing for the end game is gonna be like the bunkers, which is gonna have a lot of like high tier like loot in it. But every bunker, depending on the server, they'll all be generated differently. Every server will have different like layouts for the bunkers
fair
and
enough,
areas.
yeah.
I mean that's pretty cool. I know like we've seen some of the bunker like the look of it right now, but they say that's a bit outdated and they still need to do another art pass over it. But I mean that, and they say like some of them like a lot of the buildings have like I guess presets to them. Well, they'll like the buildings from server to server will be slightly different in some ways,
Oh yeah.
so that they're not like so like every server will kind of look different in like certain ways, even though
Yeah.
it'll still be the same like map and layout.
Yeah.
Which I mean I like that because it definitely it still gives them control over like exactly how the map should look, while also making it kind of different from play to play. Well, but man, even like even you can even like knock people out and fucking carry them,
Yeah.
which is pretty funny. I'm telling you, Robert, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna knock you out, carry you.
As soon as I get into the server.
You're gonna get into the
Yes,
server,
boy.
you're gonna see me walking up to you with a baseball bat, hit you in the back of the head.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking carry you. But It,
He's just sorry.
but is I I know they're going through a lot of work with the like the talking, like in-game talking with
It should be a
how
like
to
a spatial or
well, yeah, it's that, but like even like when you're inside of the building, it actually sounds like you're inside that building. It kind of echoes a little bit. When you're outside, obviously, it sounds like you're outside. If you're wearing a mask or
Yeah.
something, it sounds
it'd
muffled.
be muffled. That'd be funny.
But like, I I appreciate a lot of the work in there, but it's kind of like, am I ever gonna use it though? I'm just gonna play with Discord, like, but
Yeah.
it's still cool that they. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind doing a run in the game where no one's allowed to use Discord and we have to use the in-game voice chat. That'd be pretty funny. But I like because I watched Shirk, but she's like he does a lot of the map stuff, and I watched a stream where he was working on like the substations for the power in areas, and pretty much you have to maintain the substations and for like certain areas of the map for that area to still have power. And I don't know like how like to the extent of what they're doing it, how they're doing it, but I'm pretty sure if you wanted to, you could fuck with people and just turn off the substation. Which I got a feeling that's gonna happen a lot. You have people, oh hey, there's substation, is it on? Yep, let's turn it off, fuck them.
Yeah.
Now what I thought was really cool was like what they plan on doing with like the radio towers and the broadcasting. How you can actually broadcast over the radios with the like on the radio tower. Like you'll be able to actually take over a radio tower and just like actually have like your own radio station. And I'm just imagining the amount of crap people are gonna fucking do with that. Like you're gonna literally turn on the radio and you're just gonna hear fucking screaming. I swear
Like
to God,
autism.
like actual autism from everyone. You're gonna be like, you're gonna get a walkie-talkie. You're gonna like turn it on, and you're gonna hear like 20 dudes in a fucking radio station.
We could do our podcasts on it.
We're gonna do a podcast,
Yeah.
and we're gonna do a podcast, and then Matter. And the podcast is gonna end when we have like a group of fucking bandits trying to track us down. And they're like, oh shit, podcast gotta end. Here they are.
Well, guys, we gotta go. We have some unwanted guests.
Some unwanted
Your gunshots.
guests. Your gunshots in the background. Fucking broadcast ends.
That'd be hilarious.
Like I thought that was pretty cool. You know, people are gonna be fucking like streaming music over that shit.
Yeah.
What if they just play radio show?
You're gonna have a station where it's gonna just be what's the worst song you could just have play on loop for like hours?
It's Black Eyed Peas. It's the Black Eyed Peas Pump It 24/7.
Dude, 24/7
Yeah.
fucking. You have a 24/7
Pump it.
oh crap. You have like a 24/7 station of just let the bodies hit the floor playing.
Oh my god.
every time you turn around, let the bodies hit the floor.
No, he just plays fucking ASMR like Funky Kong helps you to the airport.
I'm just imagining like it's gonna be, and like they plan on adding lore into the game through like stuff like like you'll be able to go into like the newspaper boxes that like you see at a store, I guess. I don't know what you call them, but like you have the newspaper box with the newspapers in them, and you'll be able to actually like take the newspaper out and read it, and it'll give you information on some stuff of like the events
what's
of
going
what
on.
happened. Because they said the game takes place like 2 weeks into like the infection, so.
Right.
That's cool.
And the thing is, the server will like because they're they said it's not gonna be in the alpha, but it's definitely gonna be in the game. Because they're having seasons. They're gonna be in a thing. Like the servers are actually gonna go through an entire year, and you're gonna experience different seasons.
Yeah.
So like, you'll have snow at some point and everything for the winter season and whatnot. And
For the spring, just zombie hell after all the
that is
winter.
And it's cool because they've been playing around with the idea of like the server age, because once over time as the server gets like older and older. At first, they said they weren't gonna, like, they said that loot wasn't gonna respawn, but they went back on that and decided that over time, the loot spawns will get, like, less
slowly.
and less.
Oh
they'll
shit, yeah.
slowly start depleting. Like, because originally they said they were going to introduce, like, loot back into the world through, like, certain events. Because they're still good, those events are still gonna be a thing, like, the only events that I can think of off the top of my head that they mentioned were, like, a helicopter, like, crashing down with some loot. They said that there will be, like, a military, like, convoy of, like, vehicles driving through certain parts of the map that people can ambush. And because the game's gonna have actual, like, AI factions that are actually active in the game. I think they have 7 right now. I can't think of them all, but there's literally a military faction. There's like a neighborhood watch faction. There's literally like a cult. There's like a cult.
Neighborhood watch.
There's like, I think a cannibal faction or some shit like that. There's a bunch, and the faction, I can't remember how they explained it, but like they actually have to go out and get shit too. They they're all AI. But they're just like the player where they had to get crap too. They need food. They need water. And you can be friendly with them over time. You could build up like reputations with like certain faction groups, or you can lose reputation and they'll be hostile towards you. Say if you're like inside one of their like little areas and you started like shooting and crap, that would piss them off. And it's interesting because people start talking about like, okay, so if you were, because obviously that's one of the things, that's one of the drawbacks of you killing another player. If you kill another player, it's gonna be, your reputations for a lot of those factions are gonna go down since you killed a player. And pretty much people are like, okay, but like, what if I killed someone out of self-defense? But I think they pretty much, like, I think they said that if they shot at you first, but you killed them, then it doesn't count, basically.
Cool.
I don't know how they're exactly gonna work that out, but another thing someone said that would be a pretty smart idea to do if you did get into like, because you can have your part of your limbs be crippled to the point where they don't work, of course. Like you can literally, your hand, if you get a broken hand, it'll take you longer to do things like reload your gun or whatever. And someone was talking about like, well, what if if you're in a town and you got into a conflict with someone, what if you just crippled like one of their legs or something? Because at the aftermath of that, especially if you're using guns, a lot of zombies are going to be coming in. And if you can get out of there and leave them crippled there, he's just going to be left for zombies, They get fucked. So I'm like, that's pretty a smart idea. But the faction thing is pretty cool. I just hope the AI isn't completely retarded. Hopefully. That's the only problem that I could see with it, is if the AI is just like extremely retarded. But and like a lot of the things in the server, like from like how long days take and all that, like all of that, they plan on making everything completely customizable.
That'd be nice.
Like, so I guess like Robert, you know, like customizable, like 7 Days to Die is like a lot of their like server settings are.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar to that, but like to a much further extent.
It's cool.
Like even down to like rather you want the zombies to be slow or fast, or if the zombies can only die to headshots or not. Which on default they since they aren't those type of zombies, are just infected, they don't only die to headshots. I think they said it takes like 4 or 5 shots to like in the body to kill them if you wanted to, but like, and another thing with the, I can't remember if it was confirmed or not. I know they were talking about it, but like another thing over time as the server ages, of course the zombies get like older and older. So over time the zombies will begin getting slower and slower, basically. And I think that's, I thought about that, and it's pretty cool for how they would like slowly balance the game over as the server ages, because when you get to that point, you'll have slower zombies, yeah, but loot will always already be pretty low. So it kind of balances itself out, where towards the beginning you'll have plenty of loot, but the zombies are going to be pretty fast and be more of a threat. And that was the thing with when you get into a server like a server that's later on in its like life cycle, when you join, you'll actually have a lot more gear, starting gear, than if you joined the server when it
I
just
didn't know
started.
that.
That'll be fair, yeah.
So like you'll like later, like if you were to join the server later on, you would actually start with like a basic gun at least,
Cool.
so that you'd have some gear, given that of course the server's gonna have less of it. And I know they've been looking at maybe basing it, because when you're like, because they're planning on having like full character, like, well, I don't know to what extent, but they plan on having character customization and whatnot. And another thing with your characters, you can select like what occupations they had before the fact. I can't remember like all the occupations, but you know, there's stuff like police officer, like medic, whatever, blah blah. And of course, it gives them like buffs and like debuffs for like certain things. And then I think after that, then you have a chance to like select like a trait that also has a buff and a debuff to it. Like one of them was like a carrier trait, where you can't get infected, but I think something to do with like, but you can't give any blood transfusions or something like that, or you can't receive them at all. I can't remember what it exactly was. There's just something like that. Which, with the infection, they said how it's gonna work is they're not gonna. It's not gonna be like, oh, you got hit once, now you're infected. Like I don't know exactly how. They're gonna like do it so when like how you're gonna exactly get infected. But it's definitely not gonna be, oh, I got once, now I'm infected, and now I'm gonna die because I can't find anything to take cuts. Because they already said that there's not gonna be items in the game like cures or some crap.
Yeah.
Because that's like, that's not the whole point. I think it's with the zombies, instead of like worrying about getting infected, it's more so just dying.
Yeah.
Which once you die to a zombie, your body will actually become a zombie, and you'll be able to re-find your zombified character and kill him and take your gear back.
Cool.
Which I imagine you're probably gonna lose some of your gear, especially your clothing, because they already said that you won't be able to take clothes off of zombies. So I imagine if you killed your zombified self, all your clothing would obviously be lost. So, but, and I remember I talked to you about this earlier, Robert, about the whole like AKs and the fact that there'd be so many in Canada.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
I the more I think about it, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. If like you know, certain factions, you know, decided to take action during the time of like the chaos and infection, and kind of like popped up.
Yeah.
Because of course, you know, AKs are fairly easy to get compared to a more standard military rifle that we have here. But I know the only I can't remember all the guns. I know they have like the MP7, which you with the MP7 you'll even be able to fold the stock in, so it takes less room in your inventory. When you take the
Oh
mags,
yeah.
when
Yeah.
you take the mags out of guns, it takes up less room in your inventory. So you'll have an AK, you'll be able to take the mag out of the AK, and it'll fit into your inventory better than if you left the mag inside of it. And I'm trying to think. I was gonna say talk. Oh yeah, but like so far they only have like the only like main line battle like rifle that they have right now is just like I forget. I As of right now, they haven't given it like the exact name. They just called it service rifle. But it's whatever the Canadian Army uses. It's like basically the variant of our like M4A1. That's like the C7 or whatever. I forget what it's called, but it's basically that. Which I wonder how they're, because at this point we've seen shotguns, we've seen rifles, some machine guns, because you know they have like the MP7, the MP5, and whatnot. We've seen pistols. We've seen. We haven't really seen any snipers, I guess, technically. I mean, we saw the. What the hell is the game? What the hell is it called? The Mosin or whatever. That's like the only closest thing to a sniper I think we've seen. Which I wonder how they're gonna handle that. Because, I mean, overall they talked about how the world's gonna run. Obviously, it's gonna be loaded in like cells of like where people are. So the whole entire map's divided into different like cells.
That's cool.
Cause the Unreal Engine 4 is pretty demanding engine to work with sometimes. And
Well, I mean, I think I think any open world game of that kind of scale
yeah,
is gonna have to use cells. Like, and it's
even
perfectly
Skyrim
fine.
uses it.
Yeah.
That's why when I walk into certain areas, I crashed. Because I still had some problem in it. It fucking crashed me.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know much about server living and all that.
Well,
But like, there's not that. I could be wrong, but like, there's not that many options.
well, and with they talk about like fortifying like bases, because it's not gonna be like 7 days to die where you straight up fucking build a base out of like nothing. You're just in the middle of the field and like, yeah, I'm gonna build a fucking house, you know. Like you can't do that. You're gonna have to fortify like existing buildings. And you'll be able to do all kinds of stuff like put boards over the windows. You can even shut the blinds on the windows. Like they take a lot of inspiration from Project Zomboid, basically.
Mm.
And it's kind of interesting because in a way it kind of feels like a 3D Project Zomboid with all the features that they like use from the game. Because they stated that like two of their like biggest inspirations are Project Zomboid and Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
And but like pretty much you'll be able to like you'll claim houses through like basically wherever you put your bed. And once you claim that, your property basically goes up to that building's property line. And And of course you can like do whatever to the house where you can. They've been talking about whether or not they're gonna like what furniture will be movable in the house and what will not.
Yeah. I have a question.
What?
How long do you want the podcast to be?
I knew you were gonna fucking ask that. I mean, it's already an hour and 34 right now.
God.
More than that.
What?
It's like almost 2 hours, I think.
It's an hour
Maybe.
and 34 right now. I'm looking at the time. It's an hour and 35 now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's the file is currently 2.9 gigabytes.
I misread the time. I just realized.
Good job.
Yeah.
But dude, like I could go on and on about the game. There's so much. It's so good. Like I can't wait.
Yeah.
It is. I really like this. This feels like the zombie survival game to end all zombie survival games. Like this is it. If they can't do it, no one fucking can.
Yeah.
I can't remember how I even. Oh, I think I remember how I found out about. Did I? I'm trying to think, like, remember how I found out about the game. I think I watched, like, a video of someone, like, talking about, like, games they look forward to or whatever for, like, the next year or something, and they had, like, Dead Matter on the list, and I was like, oh, what's this? And then I watched, like, a podcast where, like, they had Johnny with some other guys that were talking about the game, and then I went from there when I started looking into the game, and I'm like, wait a minute, this game looks legit. And it's like, it's insane, like, it feels like there's, like, it feels like not a lot of people even know about the game right now.
Yeah, I didn't know about it until you like messages about it.
And I was just like, how is something this insane being built up and no one knows about it? It's like, I don't know. I'm ready for the fucking game. I mean, it'll probably be a while because
Yeah.
you know, I'm not even gonna buy into the alpha because I don't want to even bother with the alpha because I want to play it when it's in a proper state. So I can when I first play it, I can actually play it and feel it, dude. I want to go in fresh and being like, holy shit, like, what is this atmosphere? Like I don't want to have my first play ruined by just like normal like broken alpha stuff that will end up happening.
Yeah.
I mean, does anyone have any like questions for like anything
No.
for the game? Because like I'm literally a walking fucking answer book for everything right now for the game. Because I can't think of anything else right now that I would even feel like mentioning.
Yeah, I don't know.
On a different note, can we talk about how? I mean, I think. Is it safe to say I can end the podcast now?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.